Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes vlog. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got from our friends at Creative Expressions this wonderful Paper Panda collection of cutting dies. Let me go through all of these. They're all two-piece cutting dies. This one is the Wishing Star, the Meadow Frame, Bird Song, Magic is All Around Us, and finally the Love Nest. So let's get right to it. I'm going to show you this card. This one I made last night, and I used the Meadow Frame. And this is what it looks like out of white cardstock. So pretty, and here are the die pieces. So got this one, which if you didn't use this sort of surround die, you could just cut it from paper, and I'll show you a card like that in a minute. You'll cut it from the paper and it won't cut it out individually. So this is what it looks like, just like this, out of white cardstock. And for this particular card, I'm using, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and I cut some gold and yellow paper from Dotted Duos number 3 paper pack. Has this really beautiful golden yellow, and Dotted Duos, if you're not familiar with it, on one side has this tiny little micro dot, and on the other side has a nice bold polka dot. And what I did here was I cut my paper just slightly smaller than the card, inked that edge black, glued that down, and then went ahead and cut my image from black cardstock, glued that down as well. And then this inside oval also evacuates, so I cut that, that just came out of the yellow cardstock, the yellow dot, and I just flipped it over and used, boy, that didn't sound right at all. I cut it out separately from the yellow dot paper and then glued that into the center. So we've got sort of this small micro dot and this big bold dot here in the center. And then for the Dazzle stickers that I used inside of it, there is the We're Together Dazzle stickers, and these come in 2 sheets in black, and they're just wonderful for friends and hugs and missing you and thinking of you. Just really a great collection there. And then I wanted to show you, and then I put these cute little, from 49 in Market, these sunshine yellow royal posies on here, and I love these. They come in 3 different sizes with leaves. So I just put a little cluster right here, some here, one here, and then I took a little bow, a little white bow from our 1/8 inch ribbon set. This is 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon. So I made a little white bow, glued it here, and then I just glued 2 of the smallest little posies right there. So that was actually a really quick card to make. Let's see what else. Oh, okay. For this next one, I wanted to show you, let's do this one. So for this one, this is the Love Nest. This is what it looks like when you use both dies, the dies, to cut this out of white cardstock. So charming and so sweet. Now I also wanted to show you, if you didn't use the surround die right here, what would it look like if you didn't use that and you just cut it from the front of a card? So here it is. This is a 5 inch wide card, so it fit through, all of these, by the way, fit through a standard size 6 inch wide cutting platform like a Big Shot, or a Big Shot die cutting machine. And this one, if you don't use this surround, it just cuts it from the card, and it leaves this nice little frame around your card. And then I could use some paper from Secret Garden paper pack, and on the back of each of these, it's got a really nice sort of all over leaf pattern. So I chose this really nice pink color here, and I wanted to talk about how some of these, like how would you glue these down? How did I glue this one to the paper? And then how do you glue this one, which obviously has a little bit more fragility to it, you know, these little pieces that could get torn. So there's 2 ways to do this. I like to use sticky specs, which are great for using with die cut pieces. There are these sheets that have, I don't know, thousands and thousands of these little micro dots of adhesive, and you just set this down right in there and peel it off and it becomes a sticker. Great stuff. But and that would work really, really well with one like this, because there's a lot of pieces that are really heavily connected. Probably the one that would give you problem peeling it up from the sticky specs is this one, because it's not connected. So you would just start peeling there, okay? That's not a problem. But for one like this, it has a lot of pieces that could get hung up and torn using the sticky specs. You know, don't get me wrong, it can totally be done, but it's a little trickier. So for using one like this and gluing it to paper, I would just use a Cosmic Shimmer glue, and I wanted to show you how easy and fast it is to apply glue to this. It doesn't have to be a big hairy deal, so I'm just going to glue around it here, and then we want to make contact with the little berries and the little sprigs. And I'm not putting any pressure on my glue bottle, just sort of letting that come out as I touch the paper. Okay, and I think I got, make sure you get it on the little love greeting there. All right. And we're going to take this paper, we're just going to glue this right inside this window. Just got that down a little bit crooked. All right. Got to clean up my glue. Should have used my little craft mat. All right, so now I'm just adhering it from the other side. Make sure you got all these little spots, and I missed a spot right here. I'm just going to add a little extra glue there. All right, so there you go. It's all ready to go. And then to finish this little card, I just took a little pink bow. This is from the magenta and dark pink set of ribbons. I'm going to just glue that right there, let that make contact. There we go. And you have the cutest little stand-up card that is so easy and quick to make. So if you're ever in a hurry to send a little anniversary card or a little wedding card, that's just ready to go. Okay. Let's start with another one. How about magic is all around? So here's a card that my friend Debbie made, which is just gorgeous. I just love that she cut that out of black cardstock. Here it is out of white cardstock. And once again, it's a 2-piece die. And on this one, Debbie, when she cut this out of black cardstock, she cut several layers, and then she glued those together. And here's why. She put several layers together, or you could find, you know, like a sort of extra thick black cardstock. And she glued those together just to give that some extra dimension. And then she glued acetate behind that. Go. So you've got your sheet of acetate, and she just glued that directly behind that. Okay. And then she used strips of foam tape to give that an additional lift. You can see it's got some layers there. And we really love our 50 yards or 150 feet roll of foam tape, which just lasts for a very, very long time. It's under $19. And because this is such a thin frame around that, we found it best to just cut the foam tape into just little tiny strips, and then put one strip behind each side all the way around. And then Debbie had a great tip. She told me, sometimes your foam tape isn't on there perfectly and you get it down and you're like, oh no, what am I going to do? It's going to show. You can just take a black marker and you can just color that in and it won't show. So that's a great little tip. Now for the background, Debbie created her own background using watercolor paper, and she also used, this is Cosmic Shimmer Pixie Sparkles. She used Zesty Lime and Groovy Grape. This is a new product for us, so I'm going to show you how to use this, but first I am going to get my craft mat. There we go. Get some things out of the way here. All right, so first thing, you also want to use just a little misting bottle. You can get this at Paper Wishes, fill it with just plain water. I like to spray this cards or watercolor paper first, just a little bit, so that when I'm sprinkling my powders on here, they don't just fly off. So it gives them a little something to cling to, a little less static. And we find just a little squeeze and a tap. And you want to be pretty heavy-handed with this color. Squeeze and a tap. Okay. Ooh, a little too much. Too big of a squeeze, too big of a tap. That's okay, we can just kind of that on there, shake that around a little bit. There we go. All right, now we're gonna do, this is the Zesty Lime. And I wanna get a lot over that great big purple spot. All right. And this is my favorite part, is when you actually activate that with the water. I start off kind of high above it, because if you hit it too low, it kind of goes poof. There we go. Maybe we could zoom in on a little bit on that, Steve. And then you can blot it with a tissue, or you can just leave it just like that and just let that absorb and dry. And it's just got the coolest background. Go. Let's get rid of some of our excess. What's cool about this too is I'm just using an alcohol-free baby wipe on this, and you got a lot of color on this. Consider just using this on some white paper as well, and use that extra color. Don't get rid of it. Those are nice to have, those little scraps for little things here and there that you might want to add for tags and such. Okay. There we go. Right, so here's the next one. This one is using the wishing star. So cute. And here is the wishing star die. And where is the wishing star? Thought I had it cut out of white. Maybe I don't. Okay, well, anyway. As you can see, cute little bunny there. And this is a 5 by 6.5 card, and Debbie used mocha suede paper to actually cut this out, and it is gorgeous. She did not use the surround die here. She just used it like that on her paper that was cut to size. And then she backed it with some really beautiful sparkly paper. This is from Hunky Dory. This is Diamond Sparkles Shimmer Card. This is Sapphire Blue. What's awesome about this is that blue and brown just really pop, but it also comes in so many other colors. This is just a few I just grabbed. Okay, so lots and lots of fun colors, all available at Paper Wishes. She also used some border dazzles right here, and this is 96 fancy border dazzles, and they come in all these different finishes. So pretty. And she used this little dotted one right there. And then she embellished this with her little round jewel dazzle stickers. We love to pick those up with the jewel picker tool, which is great. And I'm going to use a sheet here that I've already started on. And you can just take either the tiny little end of that or this larger end, and you can just pick up these tiny little jewels. I like to kind of stir them a little bit first, and then you can just plunk them right down. Wow, it didn't plunk down very easily. There we go. Oh, it's because of the rough texture there on that sparkle paper. Just like that. And then the little grading right here, this comes from the We're Together Dazzles that I showed you at the very beginning on the yellow and black card. Same set. This one comes in 2 sheets of black. You can also buy them in an entire different set. This one's a larger set, same readings, but it comes in white, brown, silver, and gold. Okay? And she did that with the little missing you down here at the bottom, and then also used again our little 1/8 inch ribbon set of Girl Grain ribbon, which is just a perfect blue with that perfect match with that sapphire. Okay, now this last card I wanted to show you features the bird song cutting die. I've kind of got it spread out over here. So I'm going to build a card and show you how I did some coloring. So here is the birdsong die. It comes with a little backing piece right here. So the 2 dies work like this. Here's the one for the bird cage, and this is the one I used for this purple backing. All right, and then here I didn't use the backing on it. I just used the white, and I did a little coloring on that with some Spectrum Noir pens. And the colors that I used for this were the dull green for the vines and leaves, the coral, and for the little perch here, I just used Ice Gray Blend. And then, so let's do a little coloring and then I'll get to the card part. So what I did was I started off with the dull green. I used if you're not familiar with Spectrum Noir pens, they have a light, a medium, and a dark of all the same color. So they're fantastic for blending. And here they are. I'm going to start off with the medium color. And I'm going to just touch that medium on the stems and the leaves. Now you could do on the leaves, you could do a little bit of that dark, that medium color, and then finish it off with the light and just sort of blend that together. Okay, and then continue with that medium. And when you're doing a lot of it like this, sometimes I find it easy just to go around and do all the stem part and add just a little bit to the leaves, and then go back with my lighter color and do my blending. So I'm not having to switch back and forth all the time. And then I can just go around and do all the little blending bits for my leaves. Okay, like that. So then take to the coral, same thing, it's got the dark, the medium, the light. I'm going to take the dark one, and some of the flowers are whole flowers and some are just sort of a silhouette. So we're going to put a little dot here. The ones that are a little silhouette of a flower, I put a dot kind of at the base. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit on this, Steve. And right there as well. And then I'm going to take my light color and I'm just going to finish that flower. Now at this point right here, you can see that the flower is kind of blending into the bird cage, and you're just going to have to use your imagination to kind of round off the flower. Okay, just continuing like that. Okay, so you can see, do all your leaves and your stems and things and vines, and then you can do all your flowers. And then I just left the bird right here. If you think about it, the little wire pieces on the bird cage should be going over the bird, okay? And you could draw those in. You could color your bird cage brown or something, and then you could draw those lines in, but then that would disrupt the bird. So I thought I'm just going to continue with that illusion and leave my bird cage white and my bird white, so that those really stand out among all of the flowers and the leaves. At the bottom here, I just put the little hello, that's from Tiny Words and Phrases Dazzle stickers. And then we're just going to take our card here. This is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. Maybe we could zoom out a little bit again, Steve. And so it's 5 by 6.5 inches. And I went ahead and I cut 2.5 inches from the card front, okay? So that left me a little flap here. And then I used gingham #2 paper pack and coordinating cardstock, and I used the nice coral color right here and the coral cardstock to cover this flap, and then the inside is all covered as well. And I used the tiny little gingham right here on this one, and then I used oval, these are the oval cutting dies, which I meant to grab somewhere on my desk. Anyway, these are from the 12 oval and scallop cutting dies from hot off the press, and we're going to go ahead and attach this to this flap, and I'm putting glue right along the edge here because I don't want to accidentally get some over on this side. So we're going to put a couple of dots over here and over here. We're going to center this so that bang, it opens and it just sort of extends our card. All right, and then one of my little pieces here is falling off. Okay, so this piece fell off, so I'm going to show you how to repair that. I think I just got too aggressive when I was coloring it. All right, so once again, I'm just adding little dots of glue to make this connect with the paper on the card. You don't have to get full coverage. It's going to stick just fine. And here's a little part that broke off. Just going to add that right there. No harm done. All right, and then I'm going to add some flowers. So we've got some little posies from 49 and Market again. We've got the Sunshine Yellow, the Ocean Jade, and this is Mango. Now the mango color didn't quite match my coral on here. I was really excited to use this, and I still want to use it. So to make that a little less obvious, I decided to bring in the other colors as well, and it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So I'm going to just take my Cosmic Shimmer glue, and I'm going to glue some down at the corner here. Got my blue. Just going to hold them for just a second to make those connect. There we go. And we've got my yellow. Now, as you can see, that's breaking up that color so that it's not so obvious that that mango is not a perfect match. And we've got a couple of leaves. That. And I think I'm just going to stop there. There we go. So there's our sweet little card. So you guys, we've got a great money saver on this entire collection of these cute little paper panda dies. I would encourage you to check that out. It's if you're watching us on our vlog page at paperwishes.com, it's just on the right-hand side. And if you're watching us on YouTube, then just look in the description box below the video, and you'll see a link that'll take you back to paperwishes.com to see our vlog page. We also have a drop-down list below this video on our vlog page that shows you all the products that were used, and also a photo gallery. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.